What lies below the veil? A friend once asked me, "What do you think the afterlife is like?" I jokingly said, "Everything is dark, shadows everywhere, the texture of the floor feels slimy, and everything smells like cheese." We were eating nachos. It wasn't until I had a car crash at age 16 that I really found out what lay beyond the veil. I was right on the first part. Everything was dark, weightless, but not directionless. I was going down. Slowly at first. Then I could feel what passed for air, water, rapidly passing me by. The creeping feeling struck me then. That feeling you get when you're in the ocean or in a deep body of water. The feeling something deep below will reach and pull you under. And then it hit me. A primal, gut-wrenching knowing. A wound at the core of every sentient soul. A trauma long buried and now suddenly recalled. The certainty that something is waiting for me at the bottom. I could see it, slowly approaching, stretching farther than the eye can see. A mountain range made of jagged teeth, the peak of each putting Mount Everest to shame. Then, from the darkness all around me, shapes began to appear. The faces of people. Women, men, children. All with the same dreadful realization in their eyes. We all knew it now. Whatever was down there was hungry. Hungry for me, those beside me, hungry for all creation. I descended along with the rest of the dam into its maw for what it seemed like an eternity. After a while, what I can only describe as a forest of pink worms appeared covering the maw of the beast. As I got closer, I realized what they were. Tongues. A sea of tongues, each stretching for miles, covered from all sides with razor-sharp barbs. And I saw how the Leviathan fed, how it snared its victims in a python-like death grip. It gripped them so hard that they broke apart. Their lifeblood and innards slowly fell, gliding gently in the ether, surrounding that cursed version of the afterlife. Smaller tentacles lost no time. They ripped and teared and absorbed until nothing was left. I saw a little boy who flailed about as if he could somehow fly out into the dark, escape the gruesome fate that I know awaits us all. I grabbed his arm and held his gaze. I can still remember his brown eyes looking at me. I was so frustrated. How can this happen to one so young? I could tell him nothing. I mean, what can you say in a situation like that? I wanted to scream, to rage against it all, curse and beg at the void to do something, anything, to take mercy on this one person and take him out of this hell. But there was no way out of there. We were in freefall. I held him as close as I could, in a vain attempt to shield him from the lashing tongues as I felt them envelop us. They squeezed the organ, emptied both the strength and air from my body. The barbs dug deep furrows in my flesh. I don't know who screamed first, him or me. I guess it doesn't matter. And I woke up in a hospital bed, surrounded by my family and feeling like a bear tore me limb from limb. They said I was lucky. Punctured lung, shattered forearm. My pelvis broke in 3 separate places. They said I was dead on the table for 10 minutes. No brain damage. Lucky. I can't shake what I saw, what I felt and heard. I had to convince all manner of specialists that I was sane, that the visions are a trick my brain played on me, its interpretation of the death process. But I know the truth. You see, as it tore me apart, the creature, demon, monster, whatever the fucking thing was, spoke to me. In that fragment before I woke, it communicated through whispers in my head. I couldn't understand the words it used, but somehow I could grasp their meaning. It is old, older than humanity, the sun, and the universe put together. Its hunger is as its size, of gargantuan biblical proportions. It will devour all. Me, my mother, my father, my sister, my friends, all I have ever known and loved, and all that I haven't. It will devour all worlds, all the lights in the heavens, and when only their darkened hearts remain, it will eat those too. It didn't mind my leaving it. It can wait. We all come to it in time. It has always been hungry, and always will, in this universe and those that come after.